Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Nerdsplaining Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Da Silva. With me is always my co-host.
Greetings and salutations, Nerd Nation out there. What it is, what it was, what it shall be. Eric's, I know it's a whole lot of X-Men judging by your background there.
Oh yeah, a lot of X-Men. I'm excited.
Dude,
Am I doing a pun? Am I doing the pun this early?
I need a drum machine effect.
Hey, listen, I'm on a nerd high. I am excited about the fact that X-Men are coming back in a big bad way. I've been an X-Men fan for a minute. I have not had a reason to be excited in a very long time, but I am now. The Krakoa era is coming to a close. 97 is shooting off the nostalgias. Clearly, everyone's talking Wolverine, Deadpool. It's all over the place. A relish in the mutant soap opera jump because this is what we've been waiting for. We've been on a diet, and now we get to just eat all the tidbits, all the things.
Well, we're doing a lot of it's like a big review show because a lot of nerd properties that got released on various streaming and all that good stuff. So it's exciting. Not much news, man. It's been kind of a slow couple of weeks with news. Nothing's really kind of quiet. The calm before the storm, maybe. I don't know.
The way I see it is like right now they're giving us all the stuff we've been reporting on. We're eating right now. Whereas a lot of stuff
I wish I kind of figured because this year was going to be such a light year, Sony notwithstanding. So I had a feeling that was going to happen. But whatever. But there is, before we get into a lot of review stuff, we are going to be into X-Men and Deadpool. Very excited to talk about that. Of course, give you our thoughts. But there is one tiny nugget of news, and this came from the file of Who Gives a Shit. But I figured let's talk about it anyway. So apparently,
all right.
We know that the TV show, the TV slate for Disney that's been releasing for Marvel, and there's been talks about them scaling back, and who knows, right? We know what Agatha's coming out, confirmed. I think Ironheart was the other one, and Daredevil. I think those are the three. I don't know if I'm missing one or not.
Right.
Maybe I am. But one that was not talked about was the Vision show, Vision Quest, as they'll call it. Right, as one that got rumored.
Vision Quest, yeah.
Particularly when WandaVision ended, and that could be a possibility. We've heard nothing.
Right. Where's White Vision?
Said nobody out there.
Which only works in the context of comic books, because if you say real world, I want to see the White Vision. That is a real racist situation. It's very complicated. It's problematic. It's a White Vision, but in comic books,
or Disney MCU shows, series fine.
As a series, sure. As long as it involves superheroes.
But apparently, there's some rumors floating about the potential whereabouts to this one Vision Quest, wherever it may be. There's this, I guess I forgot the name of the publication, but they report out on production. Things go on production. They kind of release a schedule of it and what's going on, yada yada. And apparently, according to them, not that they're always right from what I understand, but sometimes they do, that Vision Quest is presumably supposed to set to start production in October. So, which no one's confirmed, so who knows? But the question is, I'll ask you, because this really, who cares about Vision? Let's be honest, he's not exactly a major character. And they've kind of bungled him in MCU. They haven't made him the Vision from the comics, right? The true version of Vision. For the most part.
Right. Well, I will say, the true version of Vision is almost a little too complicated. So I like.
Well, I think maybe that's a little too extreme on the other end. Because he's really he hasn't eaten a lot. He just been there. He came out on Ultron, and then from there he's just babysitting Wanda, and then all of a sudden they're in love, just like that. So I don't know. He hasn't done a whole lot.
Well, yeah, that part was a little rushed in terms of but in the comics,
of course,
he died, and then since his program got destroyed, they had to use Wonder Man's brain patterns to bring him back. So he had an operating system, which eventually became his personality, which is why he ended up falling in love with Wanda in the first place, because Wonder Man was in love with her, and then Wonder Man died. And so with out of the way, they got together and married, and then she magically had kids, which eventually became the whole Pandemonium. They would
Vision
it's not that complicated.
Nice little rebound action with Wanda.
Oh yeah, he totally nice guy the situation.
He's been an interesting, because I don't think he's not an, I consider him an OG. He's an OG character, but he's not a main character. He's Hawkeye, right? Maybe he's probably less than Hawkeye. I say he's less than Hawkeye in terms of.
I always say Vision to Avengers is what Martian Manhunter is to Justice League. He goes great with the team, but there's nothing really great, like a wow about it. He's a great character, but it's not like I gotta buy this Vision comic, except for the comic book miniseries Vision, which is great because it was super messed up. So it all depends on like what your level is, but Vision but he's great on the team dynamic. Great, like you put him with the Avengers, Young Avengers, great, super excited. But as part of a team, it's like an ingredient in a meal. Like by itself, it's fine, but part of this meal, fine. It's incredible. So,
like I said, I don't know if they're gonna move. I just don't see an audience for this, honestly. Right? The shows haven't done well for the most part, and I don't know if Vision's the one they're gonna bring out the crowd. It's like, all right, Vision's on this guy. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the only way Vision Quest can work is if it really is like a backdoor epilogue to Scarlet Witch. Like Vision doesn't work that great, but everyone loves.
No, of course, Scarlet. Yeah, Witch. I mean, I don't know because she's dead now. I guess, and I don't know, whatever. I guess
multiverse, baby.
Multiverse. I don't know. It's just an odd choice. It was always an odd choice, but not even. I don't know. I don't see it's happening. I don't think this is true. I really don't see them. This was a scale back. Those were the words. The scaling back, and this show is right to be put in the show.
Well, it's funny that you say. It's funny that you say that because we originally heard they're scaling back, but now with some of the hype that Marvel's sort of gaining now, I heard that they have finally approved a Blade script and they're opening up a Midnight Suns office to handle that
script was
wing
coming.
of
that was
it.
being done, like just like the approved.
No,
right.
but they finally they nailed it. Did you hear the crazy plot twist?
I heard,
the scripts are going to evolve.
I don't know that's true.
No. I know. This is what I heard. Let me. He actually is going to fight vampires with swords.
Wow, what a novel concept.
Ooh. It took him like 7 years to
Good guys, good job, MCU.
That was a big hurdle. How do you make Blade work? I don't know. With Blades?
That's enough.
On vampires?
I've never seen that. That's a pretty good move. Very bold. Breaking new ground. Good job, guys.
Marvel.
But I think they're more focused on theatrical releases, I guess is what they were saying, right? So it's not exactly not going to be a theatrical release, and it shouldn't be a theatrical release. You can put them in if you want to put them in the Avengers or whatever the hell's going on. Fair enough, but whatever. I guess it's a rumor. It's not a big deal. It could be nothing.
What if they make it instead of a series? They just made it like a special, like an hour and a half.
If you're gonna
special.
tie it into something bigger, yes. I just want to see just a single story Vision. I don't care. Particularly White Vision, who's really, I guess, a new character, right? In essence, he is, right? So, if you tie him into,
if they were smart, they would tie in Vision Quest with the Wonder Man series because Vision does get his personality
that would make sense.
From Wonder Man.
That could work.
So if they were smart, that would be the intersection.
I think the Wonder Man was the other one that was being done. I think I knew that.
Right. But I heard that they shot enough of it that they decided, we're going to finish it.
Yeah, I thought
so that's what I heard.
Again, no news on that. But whatever. Let's see. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's other stuff down the pipeline we're excited about, and we'll talk about that very shortly. But there's something we're going to talk about this right here because I just couldn't. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I couldn't help myself. We have to. And that's
I totally understand.
Part 2, The Scar Giver came out. We both didn't like the first one. Honestly, right? You didn't like it.
No.
It's one of Zack Snyder's worst to me personally. Like I said back then, listen, the second one's better, it's more exciting, and I'll say this, it's got a few more action scenes, but this movie's garbage. This movie's terrible.
It is.
It's really bad.
It is so bad. It is so bad. I was at a friend's house, and I said, "Oh, this is out," and they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "It's part 2 of Rebel Moon." They're like, "What's Rebel Moon?" I was like, "You don't really want to know."
Nobody knows.
I said, "Can we watch like 20 minutes of it just so I could I need someone to kind of make sure I'm not crazy." We made it 8 minutes, and they're like, "Can you take this off? This is horrible." Like, yeah, I know. And listen, the way I knew it was gonna be a problem is that the first 5 minutes is just Anthony Hopkins talking. I was like, "Oh man, it is the worst version of a Star Wars scroll that I've seen in my entire life." Because listen, I said it before and I said it again. Rebel Moon is dumb Dune. Like they really wanted, like we're
gonna never use Dune in line ever with Rebel Moon at any point, any sentence. It's funny because I was talking about this the other day, but we know Zack Snyder's slow motion. We know that's his shtick and whatever. Fine, like love it, leave it.
Oh, what? Zack Snyder, slow motion. Push out, you say,
God,
sir. Not
like,
Mr. Snyder.
goddamn. Did you see the whole thing? You just saw the 8 minutes. Just okay.
I saw the whole thing.
Talk about
All right.
he made slow motion action works. I guess at times, not as much as he used it, but I get it. Fine, it can be cool if you use it the right way, and he does sometimes.
Right.
He does.
Right.
But there's a scene early in the film where they're preparing for the invasion or what the fuck is going on, and they're in the little group who harvest these seeds that these bad guys use. Why
The harvest
he's
scene.
slowing
Oh
down
my
and harvesting
God.
these seeds? Why is that slowed down? What is the purpose? They're gathering seeds and he's got to slow it down to make it cool. Huh?
I will say, while watching the harvest scene,
So bad.
I thought about something that made me giggle my ass off. I go, I want someone to do a Pepto-Bismol commercial with Zack Snyder slow motion. Just a dude in the bathroom going, and like sweat's coming out, and you're hearing opera. Oh, like that's what. And then here, the opera goes, heartburn, indigestion, diarrhea.
That would be better.
Like that's what I want Zack Snyder
when
slow
sound
motion for now. That's
he's
it.
Just, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And not only that, you just mentioned the music, and they just popped in my head. I forgot to mention this before. This is scene. This like an exposition that felt like 8 hours long. All the characters are telling the backstory. Everybody's like, dude, come on, whatever.
It really
terrible
did.
writing, but either way. But I guess the main character is telling her story, and I guess she's gonna betray the king, princess, whatever. It's nonsense. But so he walks in with the king and the queen in this room as they're being ambushed, and instead of having like a score, right, he has like this band or whatever in the background playing the instruments, playing the score of the scene. I'm like, what is that? Why are they there?
Wait. You're underselling the garbage of the moment. They're scoring the scene, and then like in classic Zack Snyder, nothing's original, everything's a ripoff of a ripoff. It becomes the Killer Caesar by Brutus, and they are playing the betrayal. They have to time the betrayal. Like, oh no, you came in too fast. Slow down. Do it again. This is not the way it's supposed to be. And here's the kicker: all the musicians are wearing a bag over their head with an eye on it. Like they needed to know. Like, fuck it. No matter what happens, we hit this speed now.
That may be the worst scene I've seen all year. Just point blank. It's the worst, most ridiculous.
It is
incomprehensible.
And here's the part that made me laugh even more. Later on in the movie, everyone reveals their secret tragic. They go into detail their secret tragic backstory, and the general, which I forgot his name, he was the wizard in Shazam. He's talking about how he, in his moment of weakness, he pleaded like, "Save me! You can kill my soldiers." And they all had the same bag that the musicians had. Which made me go, so did the musicians die too, or were they all musicians and that's why they were like?
It's really
nothing
bad.
makes sense.
That's something like that will work like in Spaceballs or Airplane where they hit the music and you pan over, you see a band playing the music. That's what that felt like, but in a serious way. It was so bad. It was the movie was awful. This is not officially Zack Snyder's worst film. And oh my God, he had the nerve. I heard he did an interview. He had the nerve to say that to really understand the film, the issue was that since it was separated, it should have been one part. You would have got, no, dude, had nothing to do with separation.
No,
that was the best thing about the film. Give us a break from this, which would an incomprehensible 4-hour film about nothing.
Here's the part that made me super upset. Together, that movie's like, I don't know how long. 5.5 hours, almost 6 hours altogether. Yeah. They slow motioned the harvest scene. They went over indulged everyone's backstory scene. You couldn't spare 5 minutes to explain why the robot wears antlers. The one thing that we all wondered, what is he doing with antlers?
And he was the coolest character.
Nothing. The coolest character.
So bad.
Nothing. Didn't even
really and I said before, I was interested before. Now, let me make that perfectly clear. In the rated R, whatever his director's cut. Now I'm not even watching. It's it's like 5 hours. No.
Look.
Sorry.
If from now on, and we've had this conversation before. If I ever meet a Snyder bro who's like, well, the real Justice League, I go, shut your face hole before I put a bag with an iron.
Well, hold on. When you do that, you let me know when you do that. I'll show the bag on my head with an instrument. I'll play in the background with. I got you. I got to take care of it.
We're gonna time it. And if we mess up, we have to start from the beginning.
Oh man,
Yeah,
awful! What a
perfection.
disaster! Well, that's so disappointing. And I think the first one was better,
Insane.
and that's a
That's the
very very
sad
sad
part.
part.
That's the sad
Yeah,
part. The
and
first one
that's
was better. Yeah.
However, let's cleanse this palate, please, because that was really bad. There's something
Please.
of higher quality by an infinite measure, and that's of course X-Men '97. We haven't talked since 2 episodes ago, since the
That
death
was great.
of Gambit,
Oh
whom
my
Genosha was wiped out, yada yada yada.
God. My son watched it. It brought him to tears. I hugged him. We had a beautiful moment. It was great. Finally, X-Men is giving to my children what X-Men has done to me for a long time. It made me excited. Then it breaks my heart. And then I process feelings and I become a better person for it. It's great. I love it.
There's 2 negative things. Really, one big negative thing I would bring up first. Then we'll talk about the good stuff. And it pertains to this week's episode, which was a great episode. But
all right,
the blatant disrespect in this episode is egregious. First of all, there's a moment for Gambit, which this should be, right? We didn't do a last episode, which I was fine with, right? We need that moment to process what happened, yada yada. Right. No doubt.
Absolutely.
What about Magneto? Not a mention of Magneto, the head of the X-Men. He gets nothing. Disrespect. And I get it. Like I said before, he wasn't dead, but they don't know that. They don't know that.
Well, I headcanon the loophole.
What's that?
You know what the loophole is? They found Gambit's body.
They buried it in X-Men 3. They buried Xavier with nothing after he got disintegrated.
Well, he went into space. There's no way.
In the third one, with Phoenix.
In the film. But we're
I get it, but I'm saying you can't do it memorial. You can put something up. Look, people, it happens, right? It's me kind of a funeral or a service because.
Because here's the thing.
Egregious.
Listen, every tragedy, we're like, unless there's a body, there might be a chance he survives. So let's not overshoot until we find the body or like a hand or like an eyeball. We got to figure it out.
Rogue. I get it. She's going through a lot. I get it. This is not easy. I understand, right? Lost both guys, essentially.
Right.
But she just spits in the face of Captain America. America personified. She's go with Putin in Russia. Go hang out. Get the fuck out of the greatest country. If you're gonna blatantly slap the face of Captain Steve Rogers, come on.
If it's one thing, listen. It's one thing. Captain America understands is grief. Because what is grief but love?
Not the same universe, man. You can't say that, Lana.
but listen. Cap knows 2 things. A, she's just angry.
But there's a line you can't cross.
I'm going to give her a pass. B, even if he was going to go against her, what is he going to do without a shield when she's that powerful? Like, she took out an entire whole base to get information.
But I'm just.
What are you going to do? If Thor was there, you could put a little respect on her. But just
he deserves better. That's what I'm saying. But that was it. Other than that. Sitting this. No, it was. I mean, the second to last episode was okay. I didn't like the whole Storm bit. I wasn't a big fan of that. But I liked the
I actually liked the Storm bit a lot.
Of course, no one dies in this universe. Fair enough. But I mean, it was cool. And where's Storm now? Why didn't I circle back to her? That was kind of weird. But whatever. It's fine.
I think her power. First of all, because we didn't do last week's episode, the fact that Storm. Magic Girl herself a new costume, and it was the OG costume from Giant Size X-Men. I love that costume. It's is it practical? Of course not.
Sure.
Is it a little cheesecake? Absolutely. But it just looks so cool. I love that costume. If I had her body, I'd wear it all the time. That's what I'm just saying. Like there's no shame in this. It is. I am pro Storm and all her costumes. Cool. I love the whole overcoming her shortcomings. I loved Xavier literally schooling the Shi'ar Empire.
That was really cool.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was so much fun as well. I thought that was really, really good. And then this week's episode, first of all, let me just say that, and I've seen other shows start taking credit for it, so I feel we should take credit of it too. I specifically said when we saw the episode, first part of Life Death, that was Bastion with Forge in the photo where they're covering his face, and Bastian is revealed to be the big bad in this episode. So, Nerdsplaining.
You did.
Nailed it.
You did.
Right
That's
here.
right.
That's how we do.
Yeah.
D cuts. All,
The man
all
behind
in
the
it.
curtain.
So
The man
that's
behind
what's
the
happening
man,
right
if you
there.
will. Because obviously we.
Listen, you called.
Oh, I
You
told.
called
Yeah.
Magneto
on,
not
yeah.
dying. I called Bastian. Both
Yeah.
of us was right this episode. I mean, double
That's what I'm
Nerdsplaining.
talking
Bam,
about,
bam.
dude.
1, 2. Check
Where's
out these
Captain
guns.
America?
Bam.
Where's
That's
the
what I'm
Process?
saying. We did it.
But no, I thought that was a great reveal. Obviously, I really thought Sinister was the main guy. Obviously, he wasn't, so that was cool.
I knew for the fact the minute I saw Bolivar Trask get shot from behind,
I
go,
mean,
Sinister's
I'm
not
talking
the
about
main guy.
leading into the
Sinister's
episode,
the second in
leading
command.
to all this. Yeah. No, right. Like, okay.
Oh,
I mean, there were hints
yeah,
about it. It made sense, right? Sinister, okay, I get, but yeah, so there's more. That was cool.
Right.
The whole new technology, whatever they're using for the new Sentinel program or whatever.
Those are prime Sentinels. And by the way, just to let you know, OTS.
Oh, right.
The thing they saw on all the screens. That's Bastian's government-funded program to turn regular humans into living Sentinels called Operation Zero Tolerance.
Interesting.
So
that's kind of cool. Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh,
so
yeah,
that is what.
And yeah.
So what you're seeing is, and this is how they do it in the comic books, which is really messed up. They go after paraplegics and people who are missing limbs, and they go, "We found a way to make you be able to walk. We found you a way to get arms." What they don't know is that all that is nanotech, and whenever you're like a sleeper agent sentinel, so when they need you, you just turn on, and your body goes the way Bolivar Trask did, and you're now a sentinel online.
No conscious of them. Okay.
It's no conscious. So like Bolivar, I think got to keep it because he was clearly in on it, but everyone else was like, "You're just a war puppet at that point," and so the X-Men can't even destroy the Sentinels because they're innocent people, and it's a great it's a really, really great twist on the Sentinel fighting that you see from X-Men.
Yeah, like
so I'm really excited about it. Yeah,
he's like, what does he say? Like, no, like
OZT,
when he's
so
fighting the
OZT,
X-Men,
not OST.
And he dispatches one. He says something.
Right.
I forgot. Dispose or some word he says. I forgot what. Every time he beats one up. God, there's a word. I've totally forgot what word he uses. Not terminated,
not terminated, but not apprehended either.
It's a fancy word, but it's really cool. It's like,
word for
all right,
unconscious.
next. That was cool. But listen, I mean, this show continues to be stellar at the end of the day. It really does. And I again, it's almost too good because sometimes you raise the bar too much, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. But
I heard a rumor, and you know a little bit more about rumors than I do, but I heard a rumor that because of the success of X-Men 97, Feige and co are going, oh, so maybe we should do more stuff that feels like this. And we're like, yes, if that's real, that should be
this is the stuff that should be done from the beginning, right? I mean, you have the X-Men there.
Like, a little sexy, a lot more dangerous.
That great cheesy melodrama, which we love from the original X-Men. Goddamn, yeah, I love it. As cheesy as it is.
Yeah, man. But you could, but every like Spider-Man is cheesy soap opera like this. The Avengers have moments of cheesy soap opera like this. Every superhero who has interpersonal relationships with a supporting cast
if
has
they
cheesy.
Do this,
we want
stuff
this, man.
on animation, do it this well. I'd rather see that than the live product they're giving us. At the end of the day, I like live.
I still like live action. I like live action.
Just keep in the film and keep it special, like we were used to seeing it. And then do like a bunch of TV stuff like this for television, right? You can do Avengers, elsewhere, not no multiverse, just its own thing with good writing, stuff like that. You can do a little bit more with it. But whatever.
Listen. I guarantee you, X-Men 97 will be considered part of the multiverse. It's not independent.
Wish he had it, but he didn't. He decided not to. He.
No, I don't know.
Oh, I know,
this
but
is too good to not be
so
making
far
part of the multiverse.
They're not going to include it. I mean, he came out and said he thought about it even before they started doing the show, and then he's like, nah, forget it. It was too complicated, so he decided against it and to keep it the way it was.
Listen, but there's too much stuff that's already in the Marvel universe. Like even Forge, when he did Magic, it looked like Strange Magic.
But I mean.
So there's hints of the MCU there all around.
Not gonna work. Let's just keep this. Leave this alone. I don't want the MCU tainting this.
You're insane.
They don't have to leave it alone.
It's already there. It's not 100%
leave it there. Don't
MCU, but it's there
in the kitchen. It's its own thing, and it's fantastic. Let's not ruin it.
It is.
Don't
It is
ruin
his own
it.
project, but it is definitely a
No, it's
biblical
okay. Let
cord
go of the cord.
attached
This
to a
baby's
bigger
on his
idea.
own. Let it ride. It's doing his thing.
It's
It's
in.
not fucking
It's
it
in.
up. It's not fucking it up.
It's already
God forbid.
connected.
Another thing that didn't fuck it up, not that I would know because I never really played this game, was Fallout. This is a show which actually on the theater the first couple episodes. And I didn't talk about it last week. I forgot. But Fallout, which has become
Because you're a
huge
jerk.
success. I mean, I think Amazon's biggest show and third
Huge.
biggest show of all time. And that much, and a show that even leading into it, I'm talking to Chewy about it. We were worried because they dropped all 8 episodes at once. That's usually not a good sign, right? And because they're Amazon, but
Amazon just doesn't care
no,
because
well,
they're
they've
so
been sticking
like
with
we
that
got this.
one
Fine.
or 3 episodes releases and a weekly thing.
Oh yeah, because that's what
Yeah,
they do with
and a lot of
Invincibles
most of the shows
is
are like
weekly
that,
as well.
right? A lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
times there's not a big show; they just drop it all at once, right? Not that it's not good; it's just not a big show. So I think
Right.
they underestimated it. It didn't affect it because it's still hugely successful. So thank God. But this obviously next season is going to be week to week because that first season was so good, man. This was really good. I
absolutely.
don't know anything about the game, nothing. So I went to clean whatever, and I heard it doesn't really follow the story
Yeah.
for the most any particular story in the game, just more the world building and the kind of things you see, right?
It's like character
Yeah.
archetypes. Like these people exist.
Yeah.
These people exist. These people exist.
Exactly.
This is
But
the
this
history.
is a show
Go
that people
right.
need to watch. It's so cool, different, unique, unusual. It's funny, graphic.
It is. You want to talk about doing
Yeah.
a lot with a little. I mean, like they repurposed sets. You could totally tell. Like this is here's the surrounding, but this is how it is when these people live here. This is how it is, but it's all the same set. And so they make that work. They make a lot of the effects just to highlight, and it's really smart use of practical effects with CG effects. But at the end of the day, still making it about people and characters, and it makes sense. And everyone is acting their
The main
bejeebus
character,
off.
Lucy, she's great.
like,
And Walter Goggins, who I love. Come on, as the ghoul.
Walter
so
Goggins.
Good.
Holy
He's
crap!
So good. Come on.
That dude needs to, honestly, this
He's really
is
good, yeah.
Emmy award winning. Like what he did,
It's great.
it's so good. And not even as a ghoul.
Quarterback,
I'm talking when he was an actor.
You could argue
Oh,
he's
I
probably
was
the
so-
main. He's maybe the protagonist, right? I mean, it's kind of it's hard,
feels
but
like it, right?
they still
Yeah.
really focus on him, particularly as the show went on. For me, it got better and better every episode, and we start deep diving into his history, right? They teasing early on, then you understand what's going on, the world, how he got to where they're going, and man, that's when I thought the show really took off. Like I said, you could argue he's probably the best. I think he's the best character for me. And I love all three. The 3 ones.
I got to tell you, I was surprised how much I ended up really enjoying the Maximus character.
No,
which
he
is
was good. He was
the
good.
squire
He
who
was good
becomes
arc.
the knight.
Yeah.
Like
He was a lot of
entertaining,
fun.
so much
She
fun.
was great. It seems like it felt like 3 different worlds all in one kind of show, and they really made it work, right? Because the worlds that they all come from are completely
They
different.
made it work, man.
But it works, man. And this is
Yeah.
a tired premise. A we've seen it 1,000 times. 1,000 times. Post-apocalyptic world, yada yada yada.
What makes it work is the 50 sheen with the
Yes.
irreverent comedy of like we're all a little crazy. 'cause
There's
we're
humans
surviving
hanging outside, people one eyes and shit. They have fun with it.
Yeah,
They do.
they had fun with it, and I think that's the thing
It had a
that
really
gave
good
it
tone.
its
They
charm.
didn't take itself too seriously until it had to.
Yeah,
But it was funny. Dude, this show, it was really, I was
Yeah.
surprised how good the show was. I
and
really
even
was.
then, there were times where they took it so serious, and then they
Yeah.
flipped it and made it a joke at the end. Like when they look, they were going to kill her, and then they just cut her ropes and go, "You're
That was
punishment
funny.
is
Yeah,
to
that was
leave."
kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
Thinking, oh my god,
absolutely.
that was kind of cool. Yeah, it's just there's so much. This world is rich. Great world building. That's really made it. The world building is fantastic. I can't wait to season 2. I really can, and I'm glad the show did it well, man.
This was the first show where I saw boobs, and I was surprised. I was like, "What boobs? Why are boobs?"
Amazon, dude.
Makes no sense.
They don't shy away from the good shit. We know that. Yeah, things like The Boys and
Yeah,
Invincible.
apparently.
But man, Amazon's really. I mean, this is not quite there with Last of Us. I don't think personally, but let's not get crazy. But but that being said,
But Last of Us is like
it's different. It's a different kind of show.
Of like the human experience,
Right,
and this
it's a
is
completely
more
different show.
fun
But in terms of
and
just quality,
compelling.
how well made it is, talk about
Right, very much.
video games, how they suck in films. I think it's finding his niche on TV. Really is, which is good.
Which, and I think that the trick is don't marry yourself to the game, marry yourself
Take
to
the
the
themes
concept of the
and
game.
make them, yeah, because we've seen like, and you know, there's
Right.
not, The Witcher did really well too. That was a game as well. I know it didn't end great, but it started out well.
But that was a book.
Well,
That was a book
fair
before it
enough.
became a game. So you
Fair
had
enough.
that
But
sort
I
of
mean,
best
whatever
of
you
both
consider.
worlds.
People knew it from the game. I knew it from the game more
Right.
than the book. But either way, but we're getting more.
Sure.
We need to see film adaptations anymore. Keeping TV, I think it's working better. We got God of War coming out now. I'm really excited about
Yeah.
God of War. This makes me excited about God of War again on Amazon.
Yeah.
There was another one too coming out, but we do things like Uncharted and film. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't. Spend the time, you know.
Listen, after watching Fallout and after watching Shogun,
Shogun's fantastic.
here's my pitch now: Ninja Gaiden.
That
Give me
could be
Ninja
really
Gaiden,
cool.
the TV series. And
That'd be
I'm
really
just
cool.
saying,
That'd
man.
be really dope.
That
There's
would
a lot.
be
I
dope.
don't know. These
So,
games are
yeah.
so vast, and the story is big, right? And all these games, because you play a game is 10 hours at least, right? A good game anyway, 10, 15, 20 hours.
Right.
2 hour movie just doesn't cut it. It just doesn't, right? It's too rich in there. It's impossible.
You want to live in that world a bit. You want to feel like
there's a lot
you
to
did.
mine.
You went through a thing.
Good
Yeah.
games like God of War. That's a series, right? It's a series. You can make it a movie. It's
Yeah,
be the same.
absolutely.
It won't be. It'd be Conan. It doesn't work. So I'm excited. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, dude, jump on it. Absolutely jump on it. Yeah, awesome.
So
and
good.
Shogun's fucking fantastic too. I haven't seen the last one though. I'm waiting on that
Yeah.
one. Damn, my wife wanted to wait. Damn. But Deadpool. Let's get into the main course today. Second trailer. Really the first is a teaser. At least that was my excuse because generally I only see one trailer, but I had to see this trailer. So this is the first trailer.
See, I see them. I see it as two halves of a
Whatever
whole.
works.
The first trailer was Deadpool. The
Which
second trailer was Wolverine.
Which is fine. Because I think
They mirror
said,
each
well,
other.
where the hell's Wolverine? Then I thought they should have teased him a little bit in the first trailer. Let's see what happens. But now, yeah.
But now you know it was Deadpool's perspective and now Wolverine's perspective and what they bring
was
to it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Not because of what he got. What was got was great. And I mean that diminished it. But I loved the fact they didn't show shit. Because Marvel's been notorious for giving us a lot of spoilers in the movies. It just does. They'll tell us the whole story from beginning to end in the trailer. It's annoying.
Well, I feel like Sony does that. Not so much Marvel per se, but Sony.
Doctor Strange was horrific. Thor, in terms of what they showed the whole damn movie. They really did. Even Spider-Man showed the whole thing, except for the two guys that were not shown, which we knew were there. But listen, they held back. No cameos. All these other people we knew or very small.
Well,
but
there were
like,
little cameos.
Like show. I don't know. This is some Electric. I just say Electra, right?
You didn't
Electra's
see.
like, hey guys, they didn't spoil anything,
right?
Which is great, and I love that. I really did. But dude, this trailer looked funny as hell, dude.
Listen, not only was it funny, which is exactly what I want in a Deadpool movie, but holy crap, we saw the body of a giant man turned into a base. I mean, that alone, I'm already like, oh my god, this is great. We saw in the one shot, we saw Azazel, we saw Toad, we saw Callisto, we saw Pyro. I'm trying to think. Possibly, everyone's saying that the guy with the striped shirt is the Russian, which is the big bad from the Thomas Jane Punisher. Like, and that was just a one shot. When we finally saw Cassandra
who's
Nova,
the big baddie, which we knew she was the big baddie in this movie.
But we haven't even seen those guys.
That's what I'm saying. It's what they withheld, which I really enjoy. Right? So I'm not seeing I know another trailer's inevitably going to come out. I'm not going to watch it. I'm good. I've seen enough. I'm good, right? But that's my policy. I get it. I'm sure you will, and I get it. But listen, I love the Madonna song in it. I thought it was funny as hell. It was so good. Oh my god,
good.
Making her relevant again. She's got to eat, so pay for the song. Good for her. But listen, I mean, it's rated R. And they look cool as shit, man. I don't know much about Cassandra Nova. I'm sure you can tell us who the hell she is.
Look, there's one shot of the trailer that I didn't notice until I watched the trailer for like a fifth time. Because I'm that dude who watches it like over and over again when I like something. There's a shot where you see Elias as a cloud monster. You're like, oh, that's cool. But then on the bottom half of on the right, you see the full body of the dead giant man. And I was like, oh, it's the whole body? Like that made me so giddy. I can't even tell you. So much great stuff. You're right. If I cared about my feelings just to not dull myself to the amazingness of it all, I'd stop watching.
I get it, and I can't say it won't be tempted, but I really don't. So I think the Thrones. I think that's what some of the spoiler stuff. I want to see this camp or whatever fresh, right? I'd rather see it as fresh as possible. Listen, we've seen that. We're all gonna watch. It's been a big hit. Obviously, we know that, right? And listen, this movie could still suck. Let's be clear. you know,
There's a very
it probably
strong
won't
chance.
be. No,
A
a
trailers
thousand
have lied
times, but
to us
we
before.
know how this works. But listen, we judge what we see. It is what it is, right? What we don't see in some cases. This was a spot on, dude. I love seeing Hugh Jackman back, man. My God, and he's ripped again. What else is new?
Dude. And in this trailer, they told everyone to shut the hell up. Wolverine with no
Oh yeah.
sleeves. Thank you. In this one trailer, everyone's like, "Oh, why your sleeves? Look, you bunch of animals, no
Happy?
sleeves, like you
Damn
wanted.
dirty apes.
All right, good. You're happy.
I'll ask you this because the only thing, obviously, this is the version. From what I heard before, I don't know if this is the case now, but we heard this was going to take place before Logan, if I wasn't mistaken. I heard that the rumblings, right?
I don't even think this is before
I
Logan.
don't know.
I think this is a
It's
complete
not
different
clear.
Wolverine.
I
It's
know
not
when
even
I
that
first doing the film, I heard a lot of people say, "Hey, it's the version of Logan that we know, but it took place before the events of Logan." That was my understanding. I don't know. That's fully confirmed that, but I don't know. Because
I don't know.
they talked about him, the
this
X-Men
is a
dying, which
completely.
happened in
I
Logan.
think
They talked about it and they already showed it.
I think in the Venn diagram of X-Men 97, Fox, X-Men, and Logan, that's where this Wolverine exists. He's something of a combination of the three.
He's not the
That's
Logan we know.
my
That's your okay.
No. This is the first time we're seeing this Logan,
of course.
and he's right. So like, and he started off with the black leather, and then he ended up the old man. But in the middle point, like maybe after Days of Future Past, that little spot where everyone is alive and the school's doing well and no one died, that's where this Logan kind of belongs, closer to end of Days of Future Past. My opinion.
But not in that
Once
universe.
again, could be wrong.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Not in that universe. It's like if this is Days of Future Past, this Wolverine is either a little bit over here or a little bit over
we don't
here.
know.
It's
I
just
guess
a little
it's
bit.
just what I heard. I don't take it for what it's worth. So I guess I'm curious to see if it is that guy or not. I don't know. But again,
I think this would be a first, like a brand new Logan. To be honest,
and this is a bunch of surprises in here and all that. We get it. July 20 something or whatever it is. Can't get here soon
26.
The funny.
As my birthday is July 19, July 17. 9 days after my birthday.
It's
totally excited.
There's no question. I think it was downloaded more times than any of the MCU. This is he's a huge hit. We knew that. That's not news. Water's wet.
Huge.
I get it. We all knew it was going to be a big film. Deadpool's successful as hell. We all know that. And he's been gone for 3 or 4 years. And people want to see, itching for good MCU shit.
They want to see the X-Men.
Right.
And they want to see good X-Men, like X-Men 87 and Deadpool.
And Wolverine.
And anything Hugh Jackman does, because even in a bad Wolverine movie, he's so good at it.
People love Wolverine. And he's done a lot of shitty movies. Not a lot of shitty movies. A few shitty movies. But it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. He would love seeing it. I don't care. It is what it is. And Deadpool's fantastic. So.
Listen, whenever you watch a bad Wolverine movie, everyone will talk everything bad about the movie, but it goes, but Hugh Jackman's good. Because that's literally,
it's not his fault.
Nails it all the time. They may make him do ridiculous stuff. They may surround him with ridiculous things. He's always good.
And it's far from his fault, too. We all know that. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. This looks really good. I'm itching to see. I hope there's a screener. Marvel can get kind of dicey with these, but I'm excited. I mean, maybe if you're in town, maybe have a screener for that. Maybe, I don't know.
That'd
but
be great.
either way, that being said, so last I get excited, I'm very excited about what's coming, and thank God, because we need some good stuff, and there's been some good stuff. But those are the nuggets for the week.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all the love and support you're giving us. Don't forget, if you're here on YouTube, to keep following us and the Latin Nerd Network right here on YouTube. You can follow Nerdsplaining. You can follow the Watch List. You can follow Thanos Choice and other shows coming to you as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our social medias at Nerdsplaining Pod on Instagram, at Nerdsplaining _ on X, Twitter. If you like listening to us and you want to hear the original audio episodes, go to ericdasilva.com, ERICDASILVA. While you're there, don't forget to pick up my album, Adorably Offensive. I appreciate it. Got a new hour material working on. More news coming about that. But before I get to that, don't forget to check out my comic, DangerSquad.com. We have some big news coming out this summer. Can't say much about it, but trust me and Jose have been talking about it. There's some stuff we're going to do. Very excited about that. More to come to you as well. Once again, guys, my name's been Eric Da Silva. This has been Jose Romero. We have been Nerdsplaining. And if you don't know, now